EAGLES, Eagles.
Welcome in, everybody, to the JAKIB Halftime Show here as we kick off, or we at least recap the first half of the game. The Eagles had the lead at halftime, 14-6. I think it's safe to say the defense is having a damn good game so far. They are the reason, really, that I think this team has the lead at halftime. Offense had a great opening drive in the football game, capped off with a 37-yard touchdown to A.J. Brown from Jalen Hurts, a great improvisation from Jalen Hurts to get that ball to him. But really, since then, the offense hasn't done too much in this game. Now, you did lose Cam Jurgens, and look out, everybody. When Brett Toth is in the game, you never know what's going to happen on the offensive line. So the offense has done meh in this game. The defense has really had a good an outing. 2 takeaways for this defense, including a pick six. How about that play? That pick six was absolutely beautiful. Vic Fangio simmed the pressure, dropped Jalen Hunt off the edge, back into coverage. Carson Wentz never saw him and delivers the ball right to Jalen Hunt. And then Andrew Makuba had an interception on the very next drive on Carson Wentz. So Carson Wentz is not having a good game. Not having a good game. He has delivered us 2 picks in the game. Andrew Makuba, though, I gotta chirp him on something. You know, they throw the ball to the flat to Justin Jefferson, and you come up on him. You got the sideline right there, and you got Justin Jefferson. Why do you dive at his legs straight forward? You got the sideline right there. Push him toward the sideline. Even if you get trucked, even if you give up 3 yards, keep him to the sideline. Push him out of bounds. That was an awful attempt at tackling by Andrew Makuba. But overall, great first half for the defense. Offense still struggling in the game. I'll give you guys a little bit of the box score. They are running the ball a little bit better. At least it felt like they were early. Saquon just 8 carries for 30 yards, so maybe I take it back. Maybe not running the ball so well. Jalen Hurts, 9 of 11 in the half for 86 yards and a touchdown. He's taken 3 sacks in the game. Again, the offense to me doesn't look like they've got everything figured out. You know, they come into the game, they talk about all these meetings and this different approach and this and that and all these different things that Kevin Petula is supposed to be doing. Just brutal. I mean, guys, I'm not going to nitpick it. I didn't want to do it because we got a touchdown on the play. But can we all be honest with ourselves for a second? Beautiful play by Jalen Hurts on the 37-yard touchdown. The route concepts on that was a 4th and 4. That was a 4th and 4. Thank God A.J. Brown broke free. Josh Metellus on A.J. Brown is not a good matchup, everybody, for the Vikings. Let's bring in John McMullen here on the JAKIB Halftime Show. See what he thinks of the first half so far. Eagles winning 14-6 at halftime. Jay Mack, welcome to the show, my man. How you doing on this game day? Birds have the lead 14-6 at halftime, Johnny Mack.
Yeah, first drive. I mean, I joked on Twitter. That's the greatest promo for Birds 365 ever. Exactly how I kind of laid it out. The Vikings can't stop the run. That continued. Dropped 8, I think, on that touchdown. So that was tremendous. I think the defense was tremendous. Obviously, Jalen Carter, turns out he's not awful. That boy really, really impacted Carson Wentz, who didn't see Jalen Hunt, and you have the pick six. So, you know, the offense kind of stopped, and I think losing Cam Jurgens hurt, to say the least. I think that's part of it. But overall, going to the second half looks pretty good. Really impacting Carson Wentz, who turns the football over, and Jalen Hurts doesn't. That's the difference in this game right now, and I think it's going to probably continue. Great play by Cooper DeJean to stop a touchdown to Justin Jefferson. Tremendous playing through that ball.
By the way, Eagles got bailed out there, John, on the flag.
They did get bailed out. I
just bring it up because people always say to you they're against the Eagles, and you always say they're not. Like, there is plays that go both ways. Eagles got bailed out there.
That should have been a touchdown, and Brandell got called for holding, and you know he's having a tough half, but he had a tough half. But backup center, really third string center. Although now he's ahead of the second string, so I think you can call him a backup. But they typically have a big-time center. He's out. And then defensively, they really miss Andrew Van Ginkel. Pass rush is not the same. I thought the Eagles did a good job handling the pass rush for most of the first
I
half,
agree.
with the exception of the blitz pickup. Saquon's not having a good year with blitz pickups. He really isn't. But Jalen's still doing a good job against the blitz. But they
And the
stopped. I
offense is
mean,
still really struggling, though, dude. Like, you get 2 takeaways from the defense in that half, including a pick six, which was, by the way, a beautiful call by Fangio to drop Jalen there.
Yeah.
Completely had Wentz fooled. But just feels like the offense still doesn't do what you expect them to do. I mean, they're 0 for 5 on third down in this game. You know, they obviously got the pick six, so they really only had that first touchdown in the game. Outside of that first drive, John, they don't move the ball well.
No. I mean, the first drive was perfect, literally perfect.
I think it was 9 rushes and three throws in that first drive.
And they just stopped from that point forward. So, yeah, obviously it's a different game if they don't get the defensive turnover, but the pick six. But, you know, it's complimentary football, and that's what they do so well. So, the problem moving
really bad too, John.
The problem moving forward is if Cam Jurgens can't get back, and I'm assuming he's going to be ruled out because he probably would have been back by this point, but we'll see as they start the third quarter. You know, maybe it's going to be a little bit of an issue. I still think the Eagles have but you know, this is shaping out exactly like I think they're going to win this game. I think it's going to be kind of ugly in the second half, and I don't think it's going to prove much one way or the other, which is kind of how I came into this game. Because Minnesota's got their own issues with injuries, and you see all the struggles in the quarterback play. So this is a game the Eagles should win. I think they are going to win, but it's not. Again, we're going to be in the same spot because it doesn't look like there's going to be a ton of style points.
I mean, look, John, Vikings only down by a touchdown right now. They do get the ball after the half, and to have 2 takeaways in that first half for the Eagles defense, and obviously you had the opening drive touchdown for the Eagles offense, to only be up in this game by 8 right now, it feels like a win for the Vikings. Doesn't mean they're going to come out and win the game. I'm just saying it could be a lot worse right now, but I don't think the Eagles offense is taking advantage.
No, it could be. It could be a lot worse from their perspective. A lot of mistakes. I mean, you think about their first drive, they were moving the football. I think, Wentz had a sort of wide open Addison that probably would have been a touchdown if you look at one angle, and just a terrible throw. And then the center snaps it over his head, and they have to persevere with a 59-yard field goal. The touchdown taken off the board. So it could be much worse for Minnesota. So they are in the game, but Carson. Whew, I mean that replay sequence. It was pick six.
Yep.
And then he got the ball back and he threw. He's trying to throw a swing pass and it went 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and then he threw the punt up to Drew Makuba. He seemed a little bit rattled by that Jalen Carter hit, to say the least. And then from the standpoint, from the stand, he might have broke a rib on that.
Yeah, Jalen Carter wrecked him, dude.
But some big plays in the passing game. Jefferson got loot. The tackling in the secondary remains a problem.
Yeah, dude, Makuba. I don't get it, John. Isn't that? Again, I'm not, I don't like to do this because I'm not an NFL player and I'm not trying to act like Makuba's obviously better at this than I am. But the one thing that's always been dumbfounding to me is, like, you have a great player like Jefferson at the sideline. Why do you go, straight on at him there in that moment? Why not just, even if you're going to play defensive and give up 3 more yards, just hold him toward the sideline. He's going to step out of it. I mean, even if you get
that's
shot,
what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to use the sideline as an extra defender. And I'm sure Vic will be, hammering that home. But, you come from college. Most guys aren't great tacklers, and it's a process. And you're seeing that process with Drew Makuba. But, you just get out of there with the win and everything's fine. And I think they're headed in that direction. Some of the injuries are a concern. Obviously, Cam, we've talked about that. Mitchell looks fine. He's having some trouble with Jefferson, but everybody does. That's not that big of a deal. All in all, a pretty positive first half.
What are we going to see in the second half, John? I mean, this team has a trend.
Well, I mean, you'd like to see some I think you see the formula, and you've seen it before when they have these little instances. But again, the consistency isn't there. The first drive is exactly the way the Eagles want to play football. You get second, third, and shorts, even making it 4th down and 1 or 4th down and 2 to convert from that perspective. And then if you get the running game going, the passing game takes care of itself. Where they get in trouble is you tackle for loss, and then the sacks and the 3rd and longs, and that's when you become predictable, and that's when things get off the rails. So they have to get back. But the question is, can they run the football with Brett Toth in there versus Cam Jurgens? I don't know. But that first drive is what they want to replicate, obviously, and they haven't been able to do it. We've seen this in the past. They have a great drive, and you say, why can't they do that again? Well, other teams adjust, obviously, and the Vikings adjusted a little bit, played a little bit better. But, I do think the offensive line as a whole and pass protection, as I said, is doing a pretty good job. Got a concern with blitz pickup. It's always something. It's a little thing. It's one thing that's off. And I know fans are tired of hearing that, but it's the truth. And you see that in the first drive when everything's clicking. It's pretty impressive offense, but it's always something. And it might be blitz pickup. It might be a tackle for loss because the center's hurt. It might be, it's been that kind of year so far.
No doubt. Johnny Mack, good stuff, man. I'll talk to you in the post-game show. We'll see how this game closes out. You never know how it's going to close out with this team. They always surprise me after the halftime show. I've started to say I got to stop making takes at the halftime show because this team could fool us.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but I just don't think, Carson's just, he doesn't have it today.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't look good. All right, John, good stuff, man. Talk to you in the post-game show.
All right, see you guys.
All right, good stuff. There's John McMullen joining us here in the postgame show. It's 14-6 at halftime. Still not coming back just yet. Jalen Hurts is 9 of 11, 86 yards. I'm going to go to some chats and see what you guys think so far of the first half. Jair says, if it wasn't for the defense, we'd be losing. Offense looks stagnant again. I will agree with that. Number 5 on my list of points here. All right, defense winning the game. Number 1, I had first drive. Beautiful running and 37-yard touchdown. Nice improvisation from Jalen Hurts. Number 2, I had the Jalen Hunt pick 6. Number 3, I had the Makuba pick 6, followed up by a 3 and out by the offense. Come on, offense. And then number 4, offense still struggling. I did like to see Tank Bigsby at running back number 2. Remember when we traded for him? Who watched my trade show when I was all excited for Tank Bigsby? I always thought he could be the running back too. It's good to see him. He got 1 carry for 11 yards in that first half. Maybe they use him more. A.J. Dillon is scratched in the game. Jair, appreciate it. Danito says, root of problem is not Hurts or KP. It's the offensive line. Danito, you got to be able to prevail a little bit. I understand the offensive line is not good. They do not look good. All right, they don't. But look around the league, my friend. Everybody's offensive line is not that good. Okay? It's not. There's not that many good offensive lines in the league. I mean, if I agree, it's a big problem. There's no doubt about it. When you can't block, it's a tough game to play football. But at the end of the day, I still feel like this team should be built to prevail a little bit. A little bit. I mean, they have 7 points in the first half. It was on the first drive. Jurgens goes out, and now you can't move the ball again. I don't know. It is what it is. But this offense has to capitalize a little bit more. We're only up 14-6, and we had 2 takeaways, a pick 6 in the first half, and the Vikings get the ball after halftime. I hate to say it, but that's a win if you're the Vikings. Now, I know we're still in position to go and win the football game, but to have two interceptions for the Vikings, they couldn't move the ball well. To only be down a score in this game is a win for them. So we'll see how it goes. Let's see what the second half has in store. The kickoff just happened. I will see you guys on a post-game show. Go tune into the Green Zone right after this.